Alright, this is a CBT guitar lesson for Chris, one of my Skype students, and it's called alternate picking. Basically, I've been trying to think of the best ones. You know, obviously I know where your playing's at. You're a good player. We're having trouble speeding things up, and that's common for just about every guitar player. I mean, everyone at some point. And it never ends because we can always try to speed things up. But the pick direction is a big key to that. It doesn't mean you can't change up the pick directions in what I'm showing you, but the way I wrote it, I think, is the most efficient if speed is the goal, if that makes sense. So that's one of them that we're going to do. I've got 5 pages of tabs. The one I just played was the second one. But the first one is out of A minor pentatonic, pattern number 3. Okay, so pattern number 1 is here, right? Pattern 2, pattern 3. It's based out of that one, and there's a pattern within it. Okay, so the big picture here, you can break it down. You don't have to keep it in its big form, and I prefer you to break it down. And here's the first pattern. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 6-note pattern. So what we're going to do is standard tuning, 10th fret on the low E, downstroke, hammer to 12, and you can palm mute, you cannot palm mute, do both. Okay. Next thing is an upstroke on 10A, down on 12E, and then take this third finger rather than lift it off and move it. We've talked about this, and you're actually starting to do this without me saying anything to you during our lessons on Skype, so that's cool. Is just use the bar or the shift technique down to 12A with an upstroke, shift it right back up to get to the 12E, and it makes so much more sense. If you have that pattern memorized, which if you don't, you will, you're going to do the same thing. We're just going to follow that 2-string riff on the A and D string now out of pattern 3, which happens to be the exact same frets and everything. So we have, then here's where it starts to change. 10 hammer 12D, and then 9G, back to 12D, use the shift, 12G, 12D. Fingering you can mess with. This is kind of how I'm liking it. Textbook, you know, someone may say that's the wrong fingering. There's not really a wrong fingering. There's more efficient fingering when you want to speed something up. Okay, so, and then this is probably the harder one, the G and B. 9 hammer 12, 10B 12G, 13B 12G. And the last one, 10 hammer 13B, and then 10E, 13B, 12E, 13B. In A minor. Okay, I'm going to turn the delay down. Gonna put a little reverb. I don't want you to get confused with the some of those notes. So that's the first one. Obviously work them at different speeds. Obviously subgroup, even though it's already kind of subgrouped and it's 6 notes, moving on down the scale, 6 notes at a time of the concept of pick hammer, up down, up down. Number 2, and I like palm muting on this, but like I said, you don't have to, but I would practice both. It's all on the D string. It's a D minor linear riff. Okay, it goes, and it's straight alternate. And I wrote the picking under every single note in this whole CVT lesson. The concept is a 4-note thing this time. 12, open, open, open. Okay? Simple enough it seems, right? Same thing, 13th fret. So we have same concept, 10th fret to 12th fret. So that gives you, make sure your palm is planted, if you're palm muting it, nicely to where it's got a good crunch. You don't want it choked out too much, you know. That's not good. So and then same concept, 8 and 10. Then we're going to move to a different concept, but so far then we're going to go 8-7 on the D, 10-8 on the A. 7D, 10-8-7 A. Now you hear me say a lot, upstroke if you're going to the string below because you're coming back up. That doesn't always apply. If we're going to keep this straight alternate, that's going to change, and that's okay. Because if we change that, it's going to throw off the feel of this one. So straight alternate. End up catching the top of the D with the down, you know, and then the A with an up, which a lot of times we don't do that. It depends what you're playing before it. So, and then start it over the main hook, and then this time the ending of it's going to be different. It's going to go like this. Now we don't want to palm mute the last note because I'm sliding it and it'll choke it off, but you can palm mute everything prior to. And straight alternate starting with the downstroke on the A string, 7, 8, 10, and then 7 on the D. You know, that works out as an upstroke on the D. And you remember that Paul Gilbert thing? That thing. It's that idea. Ascending, descending. And then slide the 7 to the 5 on the A. No palm mute there. Alright, moving on to number 3. Kind of was thinking Vivian Campbellish because me and you love his playing. Check it out. 10, pull off 9 on the B. This is the A minor run. 10, 9, G, alternate pick. So that's your first note, or first 4 notes. Subgroup that. Down, pull, down, up. And then back to 9B. That ends up being a downstroke. That's okay. And then 10G, upstroke, pull to 9. 12D down. So. And then we're going to go 10, pull 9G, 12, 10D. No more pull-offs. 9G, 12, 10, 9 on the D. 12, 10, 9, D to 12A. 10, 9, D, 12, 11, 12A. Vibrato. Here it is slow. has a Malmsteen or a Michael Schenker thing. Or Vivian, but Vivian would probably be a little more choppy with it, but you know, he'll do the anyways. Number 4, to work with you on this, once again, I'm going to palm mute this because I just think it sounds better. Do it both ways. What happened? Oh, helps when the volume's up. Kind of a nice little melody here. A minor, G major, F major, E major. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah. Ah. So check it out. You may have to lower your thumb on some of this too. 12A middle finger, and this is A minor. I'm palm muting, and it's double picked everything down up. Then 10D twice, and then 12 to 14. And see the fingering, and that's in your tabs too. Repeat it again with the 12D, and then again with the 10D. So your melody is. Now, same concept. We're moving to G major. 10A middle finger. Your melody line is going to go 9D, 12, 10, 9. Follows the same like format as far as lower, higher, descending. And I'm doing the finger shift. So. Moving over to F major, 8A middle, your melody is going to be 7D, 10, 9, and 7. Okay? I like that, I like that. Oops. Those are chords too, right? Which one of your examples I used something like that. Like We Rock uses, I used to know that. Let's see. Something like that. But you can take those 2 strings and see what chords are in them. So after that, oops. Then we're gonna go 7A middle, and then a really cool melody here on the D, 6, 7, 9, 7, 6. I gotta find that though. Where is that? Oh, I need to go to page 4, my bad. And then 8, 7, 5 on the A. So it's 7, 3, 5, 2, and then 3A. Z. Yeah, 2, 3 on the A, 5E, 2A, 4E, and then an A power chord. Just think of the things, Chris, you can make. I mean, that could be a riff, something like this. Let's see. Just so much stuff that can happen off that, but our goal is to get you going on the alternate picking. So your chords behind it. Oops. fun one to play. Number 5. I don't know why I put 5A. It's number 5. This is working with triplets, or the gallops, right? That Maiden does. Or Metallica, or whatever, you know? But, we got a melody going on here. It's going to be... See, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up. Palm mute, 9 and the A, down, up, down. And then 11D, no palm mute, short rest. Repeat it with a 12D. And do it twice. I want you to get used to, Chris, the lifting your palm for a note and having to bring it right back down. And it's got to drop in the same place on your palm muting. Once again, you don't want to get it choked. Just moving that much could make it not sound right. So consistency where you palm mute. Okay, so we have triplets. They're a little trickier though. Think of a gallop. Just for adding another note after it. But it's, you know, it's... Or... Okay, we're doing that twice.